evening, everyone. In today's topic, we are going to briefly reflect. Today's topic actually, please can I have the topic for today is Media with Gentleness, a path to being narrators of hope in a distressed nation. With our Mother Mary's title, Our Lady, Comforter of the Afflicted, as a case study. In today's first topic, we are going to briefly reflect on one of our mother's titles, which is, I think I will be more comfortable with this. Am I permitted to use this? So today's topic, we are going to briefly reflect on one of our mother's titles, which is Our Lady, Comforter of the Afflicted, within the context of communicating with gentleness as a path to being narrators of hope in a distressed nation. This is one of the oldest titles of our Mother Mary in the Litany of Loreto, under which we invoke her, especially when afflicted and in difficult moments. This title emphasizes Mary's ability to comfort those in need, drawing upon her own experiences of sorrows and sufferings. These experiences are captured in her 7 sorrows, particularly her distress and sorrows, as she journeyed with our Lord Jesus Christ during his passion and crucifixion. She stood at the foot of the cross and watched and witnessed the death of her only Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Having experienced and endured these sorrows and sufferings, she's better equipped to understand our distressed situations. She has great empathy for us and provides comfort, relief, and encouragement in distressing moments of our lives through her intercession. This title, therefore, reflects the belief that Mary, as the Mother of God, understands the depth of human sufferings and is capable and willing to provide comfort, solace, and relief during times of hardship, illness, loss, grief, and distress. She does this with gentleness, kindness, care, empathy, compassion, and true love, thereby giving us hope. She also intercedes for the souls in purgatory. Mother Mary intervened in the affairs of Christianity when the church was threatened by Muslim invasions of Christendom in Europe, as well as efforts to suppress the church by Emperor Napoleon of France in the 19th century. It is believed that the invocation of our Mother Mary through praying of the Holy Rosary as a weapon turned the tide in favor of Christians in all these distressing situations and moments. Today, being the 4th day of the year 2025 Communication Week, let us reflect on the role of the media as narrators of hope in a distressed nation, taking a cue from the virtues of our Mother Mary, which are gentleness, kindness, empathy, compassion, care, and true love. Nigeria today is a distressed nation. We all are afflicted in one way or the other because of the situation of the country. There's so much poverty, hunger, insecurity, social injustice, corruption, inequality, lack of basic infrastructure, lack of energy for households and for production, especially for manufacturing companies. That's why most of them have left the country. This situation has brought about so much pain, sufferings, and anger in the land. The question now is, how will media practitioners react to these distressing situations of our country? Apart from professional media practitioners, the internet has provided anybody with a smartphone the ability and opportunity to shape opinions. And such opinions, whether positive or negative, can circulate and affect the social, political, economic, and emotional well-being of the people and the country as a whole. The media, therefore, has the power of shaping the society, either for good or for bad. Media practitioners, whether as journalists, content creators, social media influencers, bloggers, or even ordinary citizens with smartphones, like people like me, have a critical role to play in promoting hope and gentleness in our society. What do we do? How do we tackle this situation? The first is that we have to be intentional in seeking out and sharing stories of hope and positivity, highlighting good news and progress in our society, rather than concentrating on negative news and scandals. Another one is by avoiding hurtful and divisive language. That's those kind of language that divide people instead of uniting them. Again, by avoiding falsehood and exaggeration in our reporting, in our content creation and blogging, as well as in our postings on our various social media platforms. Posting messages that unite us, that bring joy and happiness in our lives is highly encouraged. Sharing stories of hope and resilience, those positive stories that shows virtues of true love, kindness, respect, patience, hard work, honesty, and other virtues. Another way is by highlighting positive role models and initiatives. We have a lot of role models that we can, let people know about. And all the initiatives that will occupy the minds of people, especially our young ones. Then also by avoiding stereotypes, whether religion, region, or tribe. A situation saying, yes, the Igbo people that are like this, the Yorubas, and that's the way they behave, the Hausas, the Fulanis. So we try to avoid any kind of thing, any word, any posting that will divide us further. In conclusion, as Christians, we must know that we are the light of the world. We must imitate our Mother Mary, even in our affliction, despite all that we are going through in this country. We always have it in mind that Mother Mary should be our model, somebody we will look up to. Even in her silence, she speaks a lot. Please go back to the other one. Please go back here. Yeah. So we have to imitate our dear Mother Mary, even in our afflictions, and consider ways in which our digital interactions can be a source of healing and hope, not just only in our families, but in our communities, country, and the world at large. As our late Pope Francis reminds us, we must share with gentleness the hope that is in our hearts. He also reminds us that authentic communication transcends information transmission, focusing on sharing with gentleness, hope, kindness, and compassion. Finally, I appeal and encourage all parishioners, together with your friends and well-wishers, to follow us in our parish social media platforms, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram, and others. These social media platforms of the parish are typical examples of how the media can be used to bring hope and gentleness to people who are in distress. Glory to Jesus, honor to Mary.